Vikings are ready.
Ready.
Vikings are smooth.
So smooth.
Vikings will take control and roll right over you.
Wow, luckily I'm not on the cheer team.
I'm pretty sure the cheer and dance team actually performed this past Sunday.
I wonder how that went.
Let's take a look at how our cheer and dance teams have been preparing for state this year.
The Cheer and Dance Showcase was to help the girls performing get a feel for state, how all the nerves, the crowd, how all that feels, and to help them do better at state.
The teams that performed at the showcase were GICC's Cheer and Dance, Northwest Cheer and Dance, and Gish's Dance.
This is the first showcase GICC has put on. We've gone to showcases in the past years, but we hope it continues because it's closer for us and it's a really good experience for the new girls.
The purpose of the showcase was just to perform in front of people before we have state.
We performed the game day routine. It's one of the two routines we have. We have a performance routine and the game day routine. The performance routine is cheer and dance mixed together kinda, but the game day routine is a band chant, then it goes into a cheer, and then the fight song.
We performed our jazz routine to a Michael Jackson mix and a hip hop routine to Plain Jane.
We've been working on all of our routines since October. Pretty much every practice since the beginning of October has been dedicated, at least some part of practice, to practicing our state routines.
We've been working on our hip hop since about September, I would say, and then our jazz since Christmas break.
This prepares us for state because it helps the newer girls get a feel for how a crowd's going to be at state because they have little experience with that while performing, and it benefits the rest of us because it shows us what we need to work on at practices.
The showcase prepares us for state to get another time in to perform in front of an audience and get all the jitters out.
Good luck to the cheer and dance teams as they continue to prepare for state. Make sure you go out to the Heartland Event Center on Thursday, February 18th and Friday, February 19th to support the girls.
They've got spirit. Yes, they do. They've got spirit. How about you?
I don't think I have much spirit in me after all of that.
Come on, put a little pep in your step.
No, I just can't seem to get my counts down.
I heard show choirs having the same problem, actually.
Really?
No, they're killing it.
14 Karat Gold has always been known to really connect with each other and the audience on stage. With their close bond and family-like atmosphere, 14 Karat Gold's 2021 show is like no year before.
The show's message this year is all about being a light and being a light in other people's lives even when they're going through hard times. This show means a lot, especially this year, because we didn't even know if we were going to have a show, and we were able to put everything together almost as normally as we could. And so with the meaning of the show and the circumstances we've had this year, it means a little bit extra.
The fact that we're all back together again and performing, it just means so much more, and we're still really focusing on the competition side, but there's not as much pressure this year, and we can just enjoy ourselves.
You work harder when you care about the people you're with. And so I think that us being close, emotionally connected to the show and to each other, it takes the show to the next level. It's basically about being a light in the darkness, and we know that the world is full of darkness right now. So it's a lighthouse, and we have a lighthouse keeper, and we talk about everyone searching for light. Our lighthouse keeper stops paying attention to the light in our second song, and it ends up starting to go out. A storm comes, and he's not paying attention. And so this big storm comes. It comes to kind of the climactic moment during our ballad where we talk about how we'll be the light for each other when we need each other. I don't know that I've ever seen another school do the way that we do our ballad.
The lyrics within the song just describe exactly what our show is about, and finding a light and being a lighthouse to others and to yourself.
The group buys into what they're singing about and what they're selling on the stage, which I really think it helps the audience believe us too, and it helps them have the experience, which is really kind of the point of what we do.
In rehearsals, instead of always working on singing and dancing and the technique, sometimes we take a break from that and we practice more on the emotional side.
We also spend a lot of time doing bonding. Like, we do an activity called Eye to Eye, and we make sure we're hanging out with each other and loving on each other. And we also take time to separate our show and talk about each song in depth and what it's about and how it works with the rest of the story.
I think these are people who've grown up together for a long time. We have a large, strong senior class who've been together through a lot of things, through a lot of light and a lot of darkness. I think they're a little extra close because of that.
I'd want anyone watching the show to be able to take away that they can have a light and they can be the light in other people's lives, and that if they need a light, they can find someone to do that.
Follow my lead.
Wow. We have it in the bag to try out for show choir next year.
Think you'll make it?
Probably not.
Maybe you should stick to camera work. Have you heard about Striv?
What's Striv?
Not sure myself. We should check it out.
Striv is one of the programs at Northwest that has been constantly growing and adapting with the newest technology. The program allows students to get real experience in live streaming games and activities.
I got started with Striv. It was the end of the first semester, my junior year. I talked to Mr. Hinkle, had an opportunity to commentate because I'd seen an old friend of mine do it before me. Looked really fun, so I gave it a shot.
A home Striv broadcast has a number of working parts, including videography, photography, audio, and commentary.
So commentating is when, like as a sport like basketball, you have someone up in the booth, they are talking about the game, giving the action something behind it to describe for viewers who might not know what's going on.
I'd say the most difficult part of commentating is knowing what you want to say and actually saying it and not getting your words mixed up.
There are two types of commentary, play-by-play and color.
The usual commentating crew consists of two people, a play-by-play commentator and a color commentator. The play-by-play person does more of the describing the action. Like in basketball, he passes the ball, dribbles, goes up, layup, like that kind of thing.
He's gonna go towards the top and give it off to Anderson up the middle, easy, 2 points, pretty move.
The color commentator will do more like, if there's free throws, obviously there's not a lot of action happening, so the color person will take over and give stats, facts about the game or the teams, maybe even talk about the coach.
Normally Damon does play-by-play, and whenever a big play happens, I normally add a subtle comment or explain what happened to the viewers.
With all of the activities going on at Northwest, there's a lot for the Striv team to cover.
I have commentated for volleyball and for basketball. My favorite that I have commentated is definitely volleyball. It's just a lot of fun to talk about. And someday I would like to commentate for ice hockey.
I'd say Damon's best at making the viewers on Striv feel like they're actually at Northwest watching the game, making them feel included in the broadcast.
The best advice Bennett has for those wanting to try their hand at commentating is to be confident.
There's a lot of advice to give. You have to go big. If you want to commentate, do it, give it a shot. It's a lot more than just talking about a sport while it's being played. I mean, you have to kind of find a flow. You have to know what to talk about when, what's the right tone. One of the hardest parts of it is commentating in a home court. It's kind of hard to be unbiased if you're providing that for both teams. But, I mean, otherwise, general advice, just give it your best shot. It's a lot of fun.
Bennett hopes to continue with broadcasting in the future.
I do plan on pursuing this as a career. I'm going to go to University of Nebraska-Lincoln, enter the College of Journalism and Mass Communications, and I'll hopefully follow some sports there.
On the night, he is now 5 for 6 on free throws. Here comes another one. Let's make it 6 for 7. And that'll bounce in right off the rim.
All this sports talk is making me hungry.
Don't you think you've eaten enough today?
I've only had 4 boxes of Pop-Tarts, and it was this morning.
What kind were they?
Strawberry?
Ew, no, you're doing it all wrong. It has to be chocolate chip.
You're kidding me. Strawberry is the best.
Come on, but chocolate chip, have you ever even tried it? I mean, the chocolate on top.
Let's leave it to the professionals.
Hey guys, Jakes and I are going to be rating some Pop-Tarts, so please do not get butthurt. These are just our personal opinions.
Now looking at these right off the bat, these look amazing. I'm going to split in half, because the best is in the middle of the Pop-Tart. That's where the most flavor is. What do you think?
Not my favorite.
I think these are really good. Oh my, it's so much flavor. It hits you at first, and it's just like sugar rush. Guys, I give it a solid 9 out of 10. What about you, Haley?
I give it a 7.5.
Okay, so next one on the list is frosted chocolate chip. Delicious.
Definitely tastes like a chocolate chip. I like this better.
It's a little bit too much chocolate at first.
8.5.
8.5. I'm about to go lower and give it an 8. Before we move on to the next one, we need a little water break. Next one is definitely interesting as we try pumpkin pie. This does not look like pumpkin pie. Look at it.
Tastes like pumpkin pie.
You know what? I actually kind of like it. I hate pumpkin pie, but I love pumpkin pie Pop-Tarts. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. It really surprised me.
Maybe 8.25.
You get this one.
Okay.
It's missing an end.
They're cold because they were in my car for a night.
Definitely.
They spent the night somewhere.
Reminds me of a birthday cake.
Yeah.
So I'm already getting good vibes off of this one.
It smells really good.
Mmm. Really good.
My favorite so far.
I'm gonna have to give this a 10 out of 10. By far, the greatest Pop-Tart I've ever had. Last but not least, we have the Fruit Loop flavored Pop-Tart.
Oh! I like them!
I'm with Sam.
Yeah.
I already know I'm about to be go to Flavor Town.
I'm starting to hate the flavor. I'm gonna give it a 4. Oh! I like them! Just for the design. If it wasn't for the design, then a 2. Because there's flavor. But it's too strong. No.
That'll wrap up. Last Pop-Tart interview. Best of our opinions, we hope that you make the best decision and don't eat too many Pop-Tarts. Or else you'll end up like her.
See, I told you that chocolate chip is the best.
Hey, actually...
Unfortunately, that is all the time we have left.
I'm Alex.
My name's Danyka.
Until next time.